Welcome to the Veterinary Marketing Podcast, where it's all about helping your veterinary practice attract, engage, and retain clients. Broadcasting a new podcast every Monday from sunny Southern California, here's your host, Brandon Bashirs.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to episode number 220 of the Veterinary Marketing Podcast. Hope you're having a wonderful day. In today's episode, we're going to talk about 3 marketing misconceptions that are probably holding you back and that are probably hurting your practice. So it's going to be a very good episode for pretty much everybody. If you have any questions, be sure to head on over to the Veterinary Marketing Nerds Facebook group. If you go to facebook.com/groups/the Veterinary Marketing Nerds, you can request to join there. It's a great place to get help and ask for ideas or collaborate. Tons of good stuff going on there. I'd also like to mention that this episode is being sponsored by usedvetequipment.com and newvetequipment.com. For over 8 years now, usedvetequipment.com has been helping vets buy and sell used equipment. You can save money when you buy used veterinary equipment. They have everything from cages, kennels, pumps, x-ray equipment, lasers, ultrasound, dental, surgery equipment, lab equipment from Abaxis, IDEX, and Heska, tables, tubs, and sinks. If you have anything that you're looking to sell, head on over to usedvetequipment.com, where they bring the buyer and seller together. Also, if you're looking for new veterinary equipment with amazing warranties, check out newvetequipment.com, where we show you the price up front. They have digital x-ray equipment, dental x-ray equipment, ultrasound equipment, LED surgery lighting, surgery tables, full-size autoclaves. When you go to newvetequipment.com, you'll clearly see the price on every item for sale, and you'll also be able to check out that warranty so that you buy without regret. Head on over to newvetequipment.com, where they show you the price up front and give you a great warranty. All right, let's jump into today's episode. So there's a few things that I see pretty regularly when I talk to clients that are marketing their veterinary practices. And these 3, I'd say, call them misconceptions, or perhaps it's just maybe not the right way to look at problems that arise when it comes to marketing your practice. All right, so let's talk about these misconceptions that I think are really harming your practice. And when I say harming, I mean that it's probably not the right way to think about these problems that you're going to be facing when it comes to marketing your practice. And so hopefully you'll get a better framework for approaching these problems, and it'll make your marketing better as a result there. So the first thing that I see a lot of times, and being somebody that's in marketing, if you are being targeted by any company or product or service, and it is selling you a tactic, and this is something that I think is, and you say to yourself, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to 3 different web development companies, and I'm going to get them to give me their pitch and see which one works best. And a lot of people's only kind of marketing experience might be from like shows like Mad Men or something, right? Where you look at these companies and they pitch you their ideas, and you say, okay, I liked the way that these people sold me this. And you probably don't think that you're being sold. You probably feel like you're making an informed decision. And I totally think that it's good to get multiple opinions, and it's good to check out and see what everybody thinks about different things when it comes to marketing principles and how they handle customer service and all that stuff. But if you're relying on the pitch to kind of tell you who is going to be the best for you, you're doing yourself a disservice. I think whenever you need either a marketing service, or let's say you need ads done for you, or you need your website done, or whatever it is related to marketing, if you don't start off with, or the company doesn't start off with, okay, what are your goals here? What is it exactly that you're looking to do? If instead they get right into a pitch and they start telling you, I see that you're not doing this thing, you really need this specific tactic, or they just start diving into tactics in particular. They're trying to sell you something, and they're not necessarily doing the thing that's in your best interest, in my opinion. With digital marketing, there's a lot of complicated and complex things, and it's tough to be an expert in everything. I know stuff about SEO and social and stuff, but my expertise is in paid ads, I'd say. It's impossible to know everything. And that being the case, you really should be figuring out what it is that you're trying to accomplish, and then seeing who's going to get there for you and who can do that goal and accomplish that goal, rather than trying to figure out which tactic is going to be best for you. Obviously the tactics are what accomplish your strategy, But the thing that I see happening all the time are people being sold stuff that they don't actually need because the tactic that they were sold looked really cool at the time. And so this happens all the time with conferences where somebody will do a talk at a conference and then they'll jump out and say, I need geofenced ads. It's like, why do you need geofenced ads? I don't think that that's actually going to help you get what you want. So that being said, try to find somebody that you can trust their judgment. If you can't partner with a company and you can't trust their judgment, then you shouldn't work with them. And I think that there's a lot of confrontational relationships out there just because there's been so many poor vendors that have not done a good job at providing results. And so you're obviously skeptical and you don't actually think that they might have your best interest at heart. So if you find somebody that you're working with and you don't trust them, don't work with them. I'd say find somebody that you can trust and understand that they're saying things that are good and they have good reputation, and then really work with them. Always verify the work that you're doing. Always verify. So trust and then verify. But if you can't trust somebody and it's confrontational, don't start doing business with them because it's not going to be a good relationship for either of you, and you're probably going to end up unhappy. So like my prime example there is geofencing. And if people talk to you about geofencing as a strategy that's going to change your business, it's not something that's actually going to work like they say it is. There's no way for people to like hack clients or customers' phones so that when they walk and step foot into a PetSmart or a competitor's practice that they're going to get a push notification that tells them to go to your practice. I mean, imagine if that actually happened to you, where you were walking into a business and another business hacked your phone, made a push notification show up, and gave you a discount to come to another location. Like, that kind of stuff is the worst. And I see practices falling for those kind of tactics all of the time, and I just can't believe it. So if you have a vendor who's not performing like you'd like them to, then I would say really figure out what it is that you're looking for in terms of end result, and then find somebody that can help you get there. If you need help with this too, just let me know. It's a great place to go to the Veterinary Marketing Nerds Facebook group, and you can get tons of help and ask questions there. So find people that are good fits and that you like working with, rather than just kind of throwing out darts at a board and trying to see what sticks. The second misconception is, I think, something that's happening right now with a lot of practices. I know that practices are overwhelmed for the most part, and I know that business has been incredible over the past years. For most practices, there's been consistent and steady growth. I think the biggest problem to say is that this will never stop, and it feels like it won't stop when you're in the middle of it. And the closest thing that I can relate this to is I used to do real estate back in 2006 and 2007. And at the time, people said, this bubble is never going to end. It's not even a bubble, because people always need a place to live. And if you're thinking to yourself, we're always going to be busy. People need to take care of their pets. People need a place to live. People need to take care of their pets. Those are pretty similar statements, right? Where you say and you justify that this is going to just go on forever. There's not going to be a slowdown or a decrease in quality of clients or a decrease in revenue. And if you are looking at your current situation, you're saying this is so good, it's just never going to end, and we're just going to keep growing, I would say that is a perfect time to say, what happens if? And start to think about what happens if. And I really think that the market is going to start shifting at some point here, and maybe it's for the better, where we have, I'm not sure, but all I can say is that right now, if your practice is doing great, there is no better time to make sure that you have diversification of traffic sources, that you have consistent lead sources, that you have your follow-up processes tuned in, that you have your funnels tuned in, that you have your email marketing, your messenger marketing, all of that stuff really, really well tuned, because if you don't and things slow down, then you're going to be scrambling to try to get everything fixed. And so it's far better to do it before these problems come up rather than once they do, because that's when things get tough. So figure out how to build your funnels, how to handle your client communication, your email marketing, your ads, everything, get it tuned in so that it's working. And when it is working, you're going to be able to use your marketing to actually take some of the workload off. If you make sure that your reminders and your text messaging and all of that stuff is set up nicely, you're going to be in a far better position than if you're having to manually do everything or answer questions manually. And so make sure that you have as much set up as possible. If it's something that you do manually and you can automate it, get it done, because if things change and if the market changes, which it absolutely will, you'd be ready for it rather than being reactive to it. So that's just something that I think. And with that, the next thing that I think too is assuming that the third kind of myth that is harming people in their marketing and their practice is that everything is just going to stay consistent when it comes to marketing. I think Facebook is having major problems. Facebook and Instagram, their ad platform is having huge problems, and that's the bread and butter for most veterinary practices. Most practices are doing Facebook and Instagram, and a lot of them are doing Facebook and Instagram ads. And so if you do not have some kind of ads in place that are getting you the ideal perfect clients, and again, I know everybody is really busy, but if you are able to get your perfect clients and do higher margin work and do more work that you absolutely love doing, you're going to be way better off too. If you're busy, that means you have the ability to say no, and you have the ability to turn the types of procedures that you don't want to do away. And so, I'm sure that that's easier said than done, right? Where people don't want to turn clients away and don't want to say no. But if you're busy, you can definitely do that. And so make sure that you are creating additional ways of driving your perfect clients in the door, because if you're not, you're going to be stuck with whatever comes your way. And I think that's probably what a lot of clients are having trouble with right now, is that they've been just saying yes to everything. And as a result, they are really feeling burnout and overworked. And so you can either do more volume, where you just handle more clients, or you can do more of the right kinds of volume. So the choice is yours, and the marketing that you do is going to determine what actually comes in the door. So just to kind of recap here, number one is find companies or professionals that are going to be good fits based on your goals, rather than giving you tactics or shiny things to chase. Number two is to make sure that you are ready for market changes by having not waiting until things are slow to start doing marketing. So being reactive is not the way to handle this. Being proactive is the way. And then number three is to have steady traffic streams that you can make sure and drive your perfect clients in, so that you're not just taking whatever comes your way. You're actually growing the practice the way that you want it to be growing. I hope that these were helpful. If you have any questions or need help with anything, please don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll see you on the next episode. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.